Hello.
We are
Beautiful
back.
East Texas.
We're back from vacation. Both of us.
It didn't seem like, to them it doesn't seem like vacation, but for us
Right.
it was.
Right. Because, we always have a schedule.
Yeah.
And you guys never miss us.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Well, they will though, because I'll be gone for a week, so there won't be one episode.
We'll just pre-record.
Well, how? Because I'm only here Monday, Tuesday of next week.
Yeah, then we'll record something extra this week.
Okay.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? I really wish you wouldn't have eaten that before we started recording.
But yeah, we're back, and we're gonna be gone, and then we'll be back again.
No, we'll be on a schedule. It'll work. It'll work out the way it needs
Throughout the week, we'll be gone.
to.
But for you guys, it'll be like we've never left.
So you're going on another summer vacation.
Yeah.
By the way, do you want to explain real quick why your voice is the way it is?
So I went to good old Schlitterbahn.
Uh-huh.
And my nephew, who is 3-4, he's young. He's the youngest one. The Schlitterbahn has the double floaties.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them have the nets. So the blue ones, the blue double floaties, have like open slots for adults.
Mm-hmm.
The green double floaties have an open slot for an adult and a net, so whether your kid can sit on the net.
Okay.
That way they're not like dangling, beneath it.
Right.
So my nephew decided to, hey, I'm going to jump off. He had a life jacket on. I'm going to jump off this floaty and just go head first in the water. In all water parks, the deepest they can go like 3 feet.
Right.
Right. And this dude's right at 211. Not exact. I'm just adding more details. But he decided to jump off. So I grab his life jacket. I pull him up. And it's not like choking him, whatever, right? It's not like going like this.
Uh-huh.
I'm just pulling it up, and I set him on the floaty. But as I set him on the floaty, there's a part in the Schlitterbahn where it throws massive waves.
Mm-hmm.
So as I put him on, I flip over because I was like this. So I grabbed him, pulled him up, and the wave pushed me, and the weight of him was on my right side. So I go like this, and then going like this, I yell, fuck. And when I yell, fuck, water just went inside my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So all that chlorine and feet water,
Gross.
everything just shout out to mouthwash because I was Listerine for a couple minutes because I was like, this is nasty,
Right.
like you're in public water. This is freaking nasty. So yeah, unfortunately I got a mouthful of water park water, Listerine, brush my mouth, not the teeth, your mouth, gotta
Right.
in the cheeks and the tongue, the gum area.
Right.
So that was that. So that was Saturday. And sometimes when fuck this weather, because you're inside the house is cold,
Mm-hmm.
and then you walk out to that hot humidity sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and then you breathe in. So the combination of like the nasty water and the cold and hot weather just stopped up my throat. And that's why I sound kind of robotic-y, kind of deep tone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, I wish I was stuck like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You kind of sound like vaguely sick, though.
I sound vaguely sick, yeah, but it's just that water that just stuck in there.
Right.
No, it's not stuck in there, but the water affected my throat.
Right.
I can breathe fine, but it just sounds like I'm sick, but I'm not really sick.
Right. Right. So we both went on little vacations.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Dallas.
Yeah.
You went to Galveston.
Mm-hmm. Where you went north, I went south.
Right. And I went on mine first, so I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
So Thursday, the 14th of July, you guys are seeing this on the 25th of July. I went to a K-pop concert with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, is there a story there.
Who was performing?
Tomorrow by Together is their name.
Mm.
They're like BTS's younger brothers because they're
Okay.
in the same company. But they debuted after BTS.
If you want to look them up, it's Tomorrow X Together,
Mm-hmm.
not
Tomorrow.
BY.
Yeah, Tomorrow by Together as in like multiply.
Yeah.
So everything was going good. Okay. We went to eat at my late aunt's favorite restaurant
Right.
called Abuelo's. Love Abuelo's. And Then grandma, who went with us, my grandma on my dad's side,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to her, shout out to Marianne.
Yeah.
She dropped us off at the venue right as the doors were going to open. So we still had to wait like outside for like half an hour, which was kind of sucky.
Right.
But we weren't like at the front of the line, you know? So we had to wait. And it was really hot, and there's no shade because it's in Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
Grand Prairie is a prairie.
Mm-hmm.
There are no trees.
Yeah.
So this was at the Texas Trust CU Theater, which was formerly known as the theater at Grand Prairie. And it was also known as it had another name, the Verizon Theater at one point.
Probably, I've never been to one.
It's been several names in its run. Several names since I've been going to it. And I've been going to that theater for 4 years now.
Okay.
For different concerts.
Yeah. So you're a veteran.
Yeah, exactly. And so grandma drops us off. We wait in line. We're waiting with my friends Anna and Leah.
Mm-hmm.
And grandma went back to the hotel. And I asked Anna and Leah if they would drop us off at our hotel. And they were like, yeah, sure. So, you know, we waited out in the heat, which is not fun. And
It's
then
never fun, especially in this humidity.
Right.
Like, I don't know how humid it was in Dallas,
It was pretty humid.
but humid in Galveston
Right.
in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! I took a shower as soon as I walked out. Like,
Right.
it was horrible. But continue.
Right. So, the line, it was crazy. It was a sold out show. And after getting to our seats and sitting Ava down, I'm like, I'm going to go get some drinks.
Right.
Because we've just been waiting out in the heat
Yeah.
and we're going to be thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
So I get back almost like 10 minutes before the show starts, basically.
All right.
And they even like started kind of late. Like later than they were supposed to, because like everybody was still getting their drinks or their merchandise or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had a great time during the show. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Really good experience. But at the last song, Ava sends me a message. Well, she like types a message on her phone because this theater doesn't have any service.
Right. I hate those kind of theaters.
Right.
Because one, I get it. They trying to make you not use your phone.
Right.
So you can live the experience.
Right.
But we live in a time period where your phone is actually a necessity.
Right.
Where if something goes wrong, a quick message will save your life.
Right. Exactly. So Ava types a message. She shows me and she's like, I think I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
Because about like 15 minutes before this, she was sitting down. And like we had sat down like during some of the show, like if it was a slower song,
Right, yeah.
or whatever. But I had asked her like, "Hey, are you okay?" And she goes like waves her hand a little bit, you know.
You know,
yeah.
50-50.
Right. And I was like, "Do you think you're gonna throw up?" And she does the same hand motion.
Right.
And then like 15 minutes later, she's like, "I think I'm gonna throw up." So I'm like thinking that she's like about to throw up.
Right. Yeah.
So I like rush her out of the auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
And get her to the bathroom. And you know what? I'm going to say this. To
right.
all the MOA who are at Tomorrow by Together, fuck y'all.
MOA.
That's the fandom name.
Okay. I was be like, it's some Polynesian stuff. Like, yeah, MOA.
No, MOA.
Okay.
It means moments of alwaysness.
Oh, okay.
But nobody asked if Ava was okay.
Yeah.
Because like we took the first bathroom stall. Right? Huge bathroom. We take the first stall. I have the stall open. I'm standing in it. Ava's like hunched over the toilet, right?
Right.
And there was like plenty of girls in there. And nobody was like, "Hey, are you
Here's
okay?"
the thing. I feel like bigger cities, they just mind their damn business.
I guess.
And I feel like it's a fact because when I went to New York, something were to happen to somebody and you just keep on walking. Just keep walking. It's none of your business. You are not relative to them. They are not within your circle. Just keep on walking, because if you get yourself into some more trouble, now you're stuck with them. Not necessarily as like your sister was in trouble, but now you are within the circle of, all right, now you got to take care of this other little person. And I feel like small town people, because everybody knows everybody.
Right.
We're like, hey, you need some help? Like, I got you. Like, call 911. All right, bet. Like, Oh no, my Aunt Jackie's on the way. We'll take you to the hospital. That kind of stuff.
Right. No, like I don't know. Just for me, like if I had seen somebody like that, I would have asked, "Are you okay?" Like I would have tried my best to get them some water. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just my sensibility, but like I don't know if anybody asked if Ava was okay while I was gone, because I went to go see if the concessions were open to go get Ava some water or Sprite or something to settle her stomach.
Yeah.
But like while I was with her, nobody was like, "Hey, like, do you guys need any help?
I'm
Like, is she
100%
okay?"
sure that as soon as you left, someone saw Ava, kept walking, and was like, "I hope she's okay."
No, definitely. Like there were
They go back and check on her.
right. Like people definitely probably thought like, "Oh, I hope she's okay," but nobody asked.
Right. Yeah.
But then the situation gets crazier. So my friends Anna and Leah were sitting in a different section. They were sitting in the balcony.
Right.
Ava and I were on the floor. And like I said, no service. So I send them a text on our group chat. And I'm like, "Hey, Ava's feeling sick. When you guys, like when the show's over, come meet us in the bathroom because she's not feeling well."
Right.
Well, I send that message. And then all of these other messages come through. Because like that's how it works, right?
Right. Yeah.
And Anna says, "I'm in the ER." Leah says, "I had to take Anna to the ER."
Yep.
And I'm like, what the actual fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I'm like, did she have a seizure? Did she have a heart attack? Like, obviously, Anna texted me.
Right,
so
yeah.
she's fine in some capacity.
Correct.
But I'm
Can you
thinking...
imagine? She's on the gurney. I know the ambulance didn't come because people would have known if the ambulance came.
Right.
But imagine her if she called 911, ambulance came over. She's on the gurney, and then she's like in traffic. She's like, "Hey, I'm at the hospital."
Right.
Kiss, kiss, love, love. XOXO.
Right.
I'll see you there.
So I'm like, I'm dealing with not only Ava feeling sick.
Right. Then you have your friend that's injured.
Right.
Or sick or whatever.
Of whatever is going on with her. And so I'm texting them back like, "Oh my God, like what's happening?"
Right.
Like,
yeah.
what's going on? Like, so I'm like, I'm calm on the outside because I don't want to freak Ava out.
100%.
But on the
100%.
inside,
I feel like in worst case scenario, when shit literally hits the fan, just gotta like, you gotta be the calmest person ever.
Right, right.
Internally, you're like yelling. There's a video of a little kid. He throws the weights. He's like, "Ah!"
Right.
That's physically us when shit hits the fan. But on the outside, you gotta like stay calm.
Right.
Gotta chill.
So, to tell you the story of what happened to Anna, she was starting to feel nauseous as well. And so she was going to leave the theater area, the auditorium, and go get some fresh air. Well, the stairs weren't clearly marked, so she missed a stair, fell down a flight of stairs, and busted her knee open. So she had to go to the ER and get 14 stitches placed in her knee.
Literally busted a cap.
Right. Now, the reason why I'm saying, fuck y'all, Moa, not all of you, but some of y'all, is because she's limping with, like, blood, like,
dripping,
pouring down her leg.
Right, yeah.
And nobody was like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
Hey. People
like, big cities.
People just want to mind their own business. People
like,
are on the move. They don't really care about what other people's doing.
Anna told me about that, and I was just like, that's messed up.
It is. Hella.
That nobody asked. Like,
hella. Something like that happens here at the Pines Theater.
Right.
The whole thing gets shut down, making sure that person's okay.
Right, exactly.
I hope.
Right. No, but like, I don't know. Like, if I had seen somebody limping,
right.
You know, it's dark, so maybe nobody saw the blood.
Correct.
But like, nobody like stopped to ask. Apparently, none of the staff even stopped to ask.
See, okay, that's a little different because sometimes when you're in the theater, yes, it can be dark and be very low light. Your focus is within your line of sight, not your peripheral vision.
Right.
That's understandable. But if once you're outside the theater and there's light and there's staff,
right.
I would want a staff member to be like, "Yo, do you have a ride or do you need a ride?
Right.
Or can we take care of this right here?
Or can I call an ambulance?
Something.
Right. Yeah. So she said that was pretty messed up. So I find out, okay, Anna, she just busted her knee open. She's not having a heart attack or anything.
Right.
Thank God. And so then Ava's feeling a little bit better. So we decide to go wait outside because Grandma has to come pick us up now. Right. Yeah. They had the road in front of the theater shut down to normal traffic.
Main Street. We call it Main Street.
The main street.
Mm-hmm.
If you were in the parking lot and you were leaving, you could leave through that road.
Yeah.
But you couldn't get picked up.
Right.
And let me say, those staff were real aggressive.
Hey, Dallas.
For real.
Dallas. That's all I got to say is Dallas.
I think that anybody would agree with me. Like, yeah, they were just doing their job, but they were like really
There's
aggressive.
There's a point where that phrase can go along.
Right.
There's a point where like, oh, they're just doing their job.
Right.
Right. Like security.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I want security to be aggressive. If I'm going beyond, like if I'm crossing the line, yo, like push me back because I'm not supposed to be within this perimeter. Let me be in my spot. But if someone who is supposed to like guide and help or like, you know, direct certain traffic, like walkway traffic, or point people to a certain direction, say, I get it. Like, I don't get it, but I kind of get it. I never worked in customer service. But I understand a bundle of people can kind of irritate somebody.
No, for sure. And I understand that it was like a frustrating situation.
Yeah.
But like, I guess that I was just more sensitive to it because my friend's injured. My little sister's sick.
Yeah.
And the staff is just like screaming.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get picked up over here. You need to go across the street if you want to get picked up. Like, and it's like, oh, okay. Like, I'm sorry.
I feel like they yell it aggressively. If they just yell to yell, like outside voice, it'd be a different story.
Right.
Because I mean, everybody's gone to a concert.
Right.
Everybody got to an event to where the staff is like yelling aggressively, and you're like, yo, who pissed in your coffee?
Right.
I would yell to the point where it's like, yo, if you want to get picked up, it's over there. They're like, why not here? It's blocked. My boy, it's blocked. What you mean, why not here? Go across the street.
And the thing is that I think the thing where people were confused and they thought that they could get picked up on the main street was because you got dropped off.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, I got dropped off there.
Makes sense to me.
So I assume I'm going to get picked up there.
Yeah.
But no, they had blocked it off. And I do feel sympathetic to the staff who were like directing traffic because like people weren't paying attention. So like, I don't know. Like they were being really aggressive, but at the same time people weren't paying attention, and it was just like a whole clusterfuck. Yeah. Basically.
I mean, it's kind of like airport traffic.
Yeah.
When you want to get picked up at the pickup or drop off, it's mainly the pickup section. You want to get picked up at the pickup section, you got to get picked up within 2 seconds. Right. Like jet.
Otherwise, the staff is going to get mad.
You can't get like, oh my God, like, hi, Vanessa, hug, blah, blah, blah. It's been so long. Staff is like, yo, hurry the fuck up. Gotta go. Right. Traffic, hurry up.
You saying that really does make me think it very much was like an airport.
Right?
Yeah. So eventually Ava and I do get picked up.
Yeah.
And Ava lays in the back seat. Remember how when I broke my tailbone?
Yeah.
She laid down in the back seat like that.
So Ava threw up in Dallas.
She actually didn't end up throwing up.
Oh, okay. I was saying then you threw up in Cali.
So. I ended up so we got back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Ava's drinking some Sprite, eating some goldfish.
Yeah.
Getting her stomach settled.
Nurse snacks.
Right. I'm drinking some Gatorade. We're telling Grandma about the whole thing.
Yeah.
We had a great night, except for the whole thing that it was like a huge chaotic mess.
Right.
At the end.
Yeah.
And then like at like 12:30 we go to bed. So like after midnight, right? And around 2:00 I wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. So I get up, I get out of bed, and I'm like, I really don't want to throw up. Right. Because you don't ever want to.
You never do.
So I get like a cold rag and I'm like putting it on my face, like trying to like calm down. And eventually it's like, I can't do it anymore. Like I have to throw up. Yeah. And so I threw up, and at Abuelo's I had spicy food. So it was like the worst throwing up experience like ever. Yeah. Except for that time in California.
Throwing up like a dragon.
It hurts so much. So
that shit hurt right here.
Yeah.
It'll hurt right here.
Right.
And your back.
Yeah.
Because that reflex, you're like this. Right. You're doing this.
Right.
You're breakdancing. Lurching. You're breakdancing across, like over the toilet.
So that was my summer vacation. Part of my summer vacation. But I'm going to let you... It was just very chaotic. The next day, we went shopping. Yeah. Because I was feeling better. Ava was feeling better. I think that we both had like food poisoning of some kind.
There had to be.
Or something, because there's no explanation for her getting sick and then me getting sick, and we ate at the same restaurant. Although Grandma didn't get sick, which is weird.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, the next day we went to Carrollton, which is like Asia town.
Right.
Kind of like our Bel Air area in Houston. And we went shopping, and Ava bought a bunch of books, and it was a lot of fun.
Dope.
So that's the first part of my summer vacation.
My only part of my summer vacation. Summer weekend. We'll call it that. Summer weekend. Because it was mainly a weekend. So Friday after work, went home. Well, I picked up my brother and my sister-in-law. We went home, packed up the truck, and like, all right, cool. Let's head down to Galveston.
Mm-hmm.
We left around 5-ish. We got to not an amazing Honduran restaurant in Galveston, but it was a Honduran restaurant. Food was like a good 7 out of 10. It was okay.
Okay.
And I felt good that day. And then we got stuck at the ferry because we love the ferry because we went to Crystal Beach.
Mm-hmm.
We got stuck at the ferry. We were there for about 2 hours. So
really?
We made the most of it. And I texted my brothers like, yo, take a soccer ball, take a football, take whatever. I don't care what y'all take. Just take something so we can just, play on the beach or whatever. So luckily, we took the soccer ball out. While we were waiting for the ferry, we were just playing with the soccer ball. And it was a whole bunch of fun. We get to the house. The house is, I like Galveston houses because it gives you an imagination of what you want your house to be because they're all tiny houses. Mm-hmm. They literally are. They just look big because they're on big beams because of sometimes the flooding in Galveston that happens.
Right.
So they're all literally just tiny houses, but like, for renting. And the one we went to, it was an open concept. It was like living room, then like kitchen, open concept all together. And then like on the left side, when you walk in, it's the master bedroom, master bathroom, washer and dryer. And then right side, it was like 2 bedrooms with 3 beds in each, 2 bunk beds. So like a bunk bed in both rooms and like a singular bed. Mm-hmm. And then like the guest or second bathroom. Mm-hmm. We get there, super dope. We were supposed to go to the beach, but it was already like midnight. And then we're doing that freaking mosquito, bro. But the size were humongous.
In the house?
No, like we were supposed to go to the beach.
Okay.
Good thing we didn't because a bunch of mosquitoes were just everywhere. And I was like, the idea of going to Crystal Beach during July is fun. The idea of it, the reality of it is horrible because this year's humidity levels are like through the roof.
Right.
For Texas. I don't know about other states, but for Texas, like central, east, and south Texas, it is horrible. It is like beyond within like living. And we were supposed to go, but we ended up not going. So we just like slept in. Fuck it, whatever. Woke up, had some breakfast, and then we're like, all right, cool. Let's go to Galveston, go to Schlitterbahn. Okay, everybody thinks the same way because we're like, let's leave early so we don't get traffic. That's where traffic happens. Right. Because you want to leave early so you don't get traffic. Right. So we left. We spent like about another hour to get on the ferry, leave the ferry, whatever. Cool. Awesome. We get to Schlitterbahn. It is already dumb packed by 11 a.m. Wow. Yeah. It opens at 9, but by 11, it's already dumb packed. It was horrible. But I did my calculations. It's, first of all, Schlitterbahn, bro. I understand you got to make your money because of the loss of what we happened in coronavirus, like 2020, 2021, and continuing. But I remember back in the days where Schlitterbahn was like a good old $20-$25 a ticket, right? It was a good old days where it used to be stupid cheap. Now, the damn park is $75 a ticket. So I spent, because my dad already spent a bunch of money, so I spent like over $300 just to get in the damn water park. And I'm like, me and my brothers, we looked at each other like, yo, this ain't even worth it, dude. This is not even worth it. And they're like, well, we're already here. Right. So we already carry this heavy ass cooler, because you can take a cooler inside. We already carry this heavy ass cooler up to this point. We might as well make worth of this cooler. We're like, all right, whatever. And we get in. It's so hard finding a spot just to sit at. Because sometimes you want the shade, or you want to be near the kid area because we had 3 little kids with us, or you want to be near the kid area and the bar. So luckily we were near the kid area and the bar. So we were there. I spent most of my time on the lazy river. I didn't bother with no rides. I've been to Schlitterbahn multiple times, like with and without my parents. I've been on the rides. I'm like, there's nothing new. Plus, I don't want to wait in line for something that's like, all right, cross your legs, cross your arms. 3 seconds pass by. Woo. All right, cool. Next. I don't want to do that. So I just spent most of my time on the lazy river. Got hella sunburnt. Applied we talked about like 100 SPF.
Right.
Is like not even worth anything.
Right.
So I put on 60, the lotion, and then I sprayed myself. So I like, double the protection. Just laying there. Then the thing happened with my nephew where I grabbed him, and then the whole bunch of like water just went down my throat or whatever. And then that same day we get home, and then my back starts to hurt. But the reason my back started hurting, because I sat on the float. I mainly sat on the floaty, and you're not supposed to like sit like in a C formation, where like your chest gets closer to your knees.
Right.
Because your back is like in a bind. So I spent most of my time just sitting like that. While in the water, it felt good. But the minute I stood up and started walking, man, it started to hurt real, real bad. And then
I already have this episode named, but I'm going to change the name to "We Had Chaotic Summer Vacations."
Cool, bet.
Because this is like,
chaotic.
It really is. Like, we both had really chaotic experiences.
Yeah. And then this all happened Saturday, because we got there Friday. Saturday was our full day, and then we left Sunday. So Saturday was our full day. We get home, my back starts to hurt, and then the humidity levels near the beach. I already know this. If you're near a body of water, it's gonna be horrible. Right. At night, it felt amazing. Right. Lots of wind. It was cool. Like the moon was shining. The sounds of the ocean waves hitting each other. It was amazing. It was super, super cool. The next morning, get up. I want to go walk the beach. So I did. I walked the beach. I took some pictures. On my way to the beach, I was wiping off sweat off my forehead. And then we go from instant cold, let's say from instant 72 degrees, because that's what we had the thermometer at, or the thermostat, sorry. We had the thermostat at 72 degrees, and then you walk out to instant 99 degrees. Bro, or more. I was, blowing my nose because a bunch of boogers were just like coming out of nowhere. And I was sweating like crazy. And I was running out of breath. And I'm like, and it's because each house in Galveston has stairs. Right. None of them are sea level for a reason. But they're all within stairs. And I'm walking up the stairs when I come back from the beach. I'm like, dude, I'm tired. Right. Like, I'm winded. Like,
and you work out.
And I'm like checking my pulse on my wrist, checking my pulse on my neck, and I'm like, am I alive?
Right.
Like, am I okay? Because I am tired.
Right.
And I was up by like 7 o'clock in the morning. I come back like around 7:30, 7:40 ish, and then everybody else starts to wake up, and they're like, "Jordy, go to the beach. Like, what happened?" I'm like, "Bro, I already went. Like, I'm good." And then they all like, "Why do you sound like that?" I'm like, I look at my nephew's called Gio. I look at Gio. I'm like, "Cause of this dude." And then he's like, "What did I do?" I mean, what you mean? What you do? You know what you did.
You dive head first into the water.
You were like this. So I was like, and then, what do you mean what you did? Like, This is why I sound like because of you. Right. You little 3-year-old little punk. I made me sound like this. Right. Because I'm trying to save your life.
He did sound worse a couple days ago.
Sound like a robot.
So it sounds like your trip was just as chaotic as mine.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have a part 2 to mine.
Yeah. And then, so note to self, don't drink no Galveston. Yeah, don't drink no Galveston water, first of all. And stay away from the salt water. That'll mess you up even worse. I had a little bit of salt water, but not a lot. Water park water, please don't put anything in your mouth, because let it just hit your body and nowhere near this area. If you gotta like dip your head in the water because your hairs dry up, fine. Close your eyes real tight, cover your nose, cover your mouth, because if you just go like that, you just go raw dog it. You
don't have COVID. You've got like some new form of like disease because of that water.
I got galvanitis.
Right.
Something. I don't know. But make sure if you go to a water park, any water park, make sure you protect this area.
Your face.
Your nasal and oral area. Because you might sound like you done smoked 3 packs a day. Wake up that cancer.
Oh, my God. So...
So, I mean, obviously, from my mood and the way I'm moving, I'm not sick. Because if not, I would have been like this, you know?
Right.
I would have been like, I wouldn't be here.
Right. You'd be at home.
Because
the first thing I
would have sounded monotone.
The first thing I asked on Monday was, do you have COVID?
Yeah. But no, like, I'm not like, I'm not like coughing my lungs out. I'm not going
You
like
don't have
this.
a fever.
I don't have a fever, you know, from my movements and my mood. Like, this whole week, even on Monday, I was just chilling. I didn't talk a lot because I didn't want to like mess up my vocal cords.
Right.
Because Monday was horrible. Monday I sounded like a damn robot.
Yeah.
But I felt fine. I was still working. I was still doing whatever I needed to do. Mm-hmm. It's Wednesday as we're recording this, so obviously from my mood, I'm not like, ugh.
Right.
But I'm just sound like this. Mm-hmm. So
sometimes you get like that. Like even if you go to a pool, and you like
even
swallow water.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Especially those Walmart or Academy pools where you have to throw in that chlorine tablet, and sometimes you just intake it because you want to do a cannonball dive, and you just intake it, and then you go from that into the inside of the house. Yeah, your body has to somehow adjust from like this temperature to that temperature. You can't just jump in and jump out.
Right.
You gotta let your body adjust to to the temperature you're going to. Mm-hmm. That's why it's never good to go from like hot water to cold water. That's why glass breaks. Fun fact.
Right, because of the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday, I just spent it mostly like sleeping with my pets.
Yeah.
But then around 5, I left to go to Conroe to hang out with my friend Ashley and my friend Kara. And we had a sleepover where we just played Final Fantasy 14. Mm-hmm. But the next day is where it really heats up. We went to Splashtown in spring.
It's right along 45.
Right. It's Six Flags Hurricane Harbor Splashtown is what it's called.
Yeah.
And I was like excited. I was thinking like, I'm going to do the rides.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be adrenaline. It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Wrong. So as we're walking,
they're fun.
the first thing we do is we get in the lazy river, right?
Yeah.
We do we do a lap around the lazy river.
That's a warm up.
And then we got out to go to one of the rides. One of the 4 people rides because there was 3 of us.
Yeah.
And as we're walking, this lady is like being strapped to a gurney and like being rolled off by EMTs.
I love to see that.
So not a good start.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go, we wait for her to pass by.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is weird. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, like she's being.
That's the one thing you don't want to see at a water park.
Right.
It's somebody being carried away in a gurney.
Right. And I'm like, well, that's scary. And Ashley was like, do you still want to ride the ride? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Fuck it, let's go.
So we get up there, and I'm feeling a little nervous.
Right.
Avi, because I've never been to a water park before.
Okay.
But we get in the ride.
Comments. What? You never been to a water park?
I've never been to a water park. And, you know, there's 4 places for y'all to sit.
Yeah.
And
wait, did you go in that big old cone one?
Like the one that goes like side to side.
Yeah, side to side. It never goes in the loop because it's dangerous.
Right. No, we didn't go on the side to side one. We went on down a slide, like a swirly slide. Oh,
but I don't know if it's still there.
No, it is the cone one.
Yeah. Did you go on that one?
No, we didn't.
Okay, the wrong one then. Wrong one.
So,
okay.
I was facing forward to start.
Yeah.
Like facing down the slide.
Yeah.
And the guy who was like manning the ride.
Right.
Turns me around.
Yeah.
So I'm facing backward.
Yeah, you're facing him now.
And he pushes us down, and I'm like, I'm gonna get so sick from this.
Yeah.
And like, it was really scary.
Hey, going backwards anywhere
on a roller coaster,
horrifying.
On anything, and I'm like holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I'm gonna be flung off.
Yeah.
And I'm screaming.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think that I was the type to like scream on these kinds of things. I was like, I'm gonna be chill. No,
Right.
I was not chill. I was so not chill. I was
Yeah.
like hot. That's how not chill I was.
Okay.
And we get off the ride, and I'm like, guys, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Because like going back, I get motion sickness.
Right.
So going backwards on a twisty, twirly ride like that,
Yeah. You're like,
I was so dizzy. I was like, we can't go on a ride for a little bit. And they were like, okay, that's cool. So we get back in the lazy river. Or did we go in the wave pool? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We get back in one of the like more chill things.
Yeah.
And at some point we were going to go try out this like more of like a chill slide.
Mm-hmm.
But the wait was so long for like an
Yeah.
inner tube that we ended up giving up. So then,
Sometimes at that point, it's not even worth standing in line.
right. Well, I wanted to go down with like Kara or Ashley,
Yeah.
like in a double tube, but we were waiting so long. Like we literally waited there for like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And in the blazing sun, you know, that's like, it makes it feel like it's an hour,
Yeah.
you know? So then there was this slide, and I was like, I can handle this.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 1-person tube,
Right.
and it's straightforward. You just go down.
Yeah.
You just go down like one way. There's no curves. There's no nothing. Bro,
Wrong.
I screamed so loud because it feels like, because it's not like just like straight down, right? Or like a diagonal. It's like kind of curvy, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of bumpy.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was going to be flung off.
Mm-hmm.
Like I legit felt like I was going to like fly into the air and die.
Are those one of those like enclosed tubes?
No,
Oh,
it was just like a regular slide.
Okay.
And so Ashley was like, I screamed on that one too. And I even told the guy beforehand. I was like, this is like my first time at a water park. This is my second ride. And he's like, oh, this one's not that bad. It was still that bad.
They're not that bad.
And so Ashley was like, okay, let's go to the little kid area and you can ride down some of the water slides there. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, they're like 3 feet long though.
Right. They're not that long. They had like a couple that were a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can do that. I can do a little slide, like a normal slide, but just with water going down it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No problem. We get up there. And we're waiting in line with all these little kids, right? And we get to go down, and the lady, like the lifeguard lady, is like, you can only go down if you have a kid with you.
You're like, come here.
I am a kid. It doesn't matter that I'm covered in tattoos and wearing a bikini. These could be temporary for all you know. I am a baby. I'm a child. But she wouldn't let us go down the slide.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a bummer because we didn't do any other rides because I was way too scared.
You gotta face your fear.
It was like, I don't know. I think that who did I tell? I was telling somebody about the experience and they were like, oh, so you're probably not going to like roller coasters because I've never been to an amusement park either.
I think it was Katie.
Yeah, it must have been Katie. And I was like, no, I would feel better about a roller coaster because I'm strapped in.
Yeah.
There's like buckles and there's like a harness and everything like that.
I honestly I feel safer at a water park
No.
because one, it carries the weight of the water and people on it.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to a roller coaster, it doesn't carry the weight all the time. Whatever structure's on there, it carries it for about 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
And if something fails, then hey, you know.
I don't know. I was real scared of the water park. We stayed there for like 4.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went and played more Final Fantasy. But yeah, I was scared.
So safe to say you're not the type to go on rides.
At a water park, no.
But so you haven't been to an amusement park, like
Never.
roller coasters or whatever?
No, never done that.
So yeah, I think you have to experience it first before you can confirm that you
Whether I would like one or the other.
Yeah.
Well, then let's go. Let's go to Six Flags.
That's a 6-hour drive.
If
San
you're going
Antonio.
to San Antonio, if you go to Dallas.
There's one in Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's one in like Arlington.
Oh, I'm definitely not the type to go on. I'll go on the ride,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm definitely not the one to keep going on rides. Because, like,
Too bad that there's not an amusement park in Houston anymore.
No.
Astro World?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I'll get motion sickness. I say, fuck it. I'll keep going.
You can take Dramamine.
I'll keep going to. Oh no, I've taken that. Like it's the point where, like your body, like when your body gets hot and you start to sweat.
Oh my God, yeah, that's the worst.
Like that's what happens, and I'm like, I feel bad.
We'll go to an amusement park in the fall.
And I keep not like I've been to the ones here, like it's not an amusement park, but like
The Forest Festival.
The Forest Festival, they have like the small little rides. Literally, they're small rides. You know, either go like a little loop, or you go in a circle, or you go in circles and up and down. Like I've been to those, and I get motion sickness. But I'm like, fuck it, let's keep going until I throw up.
No, I'm not like that.
I just keep going until I throw up. Now I haven't been like that since like 2017. I haven't been on one since 2017.
Mm-hmm. So it's been like 5 years.
It's been 5 years, you know. But when I was a little youngin, I'm still youngin. But when I was a little youngin, I was like, man, let's keep going until I throw up, and that's what happens. I'll just keep going until I throw up.
I honestly got nauseous waiting in line, like at
and when you're
Splashtown,
like
because
way
it's
up
so
there,
hot.
yeah,
it's so hot.
It's so hot. You're high up in the air, and you can see everybody's parking lot space.
Right.
And then you're like, oh my God, that's where we parked over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just waiting, and you're already dry by the time you get to the ride.
Right.
And then by the time you get to the ride, like to sit down on the tube or whatever on the slide, you're like, I don't want to get wet again.
Right.
Because I'm already dry.
Right.
It's like to the point where, oh, we can go now.
Mm-hmm.
Like there'd be times like that at Schlitterbahn where I was completely dry. Like I was just like on those little like not tanning beds, but like those lawn chairs that you can lay back on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like completely dry, and I'm like, we can go now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only like 1 hour in, and I'm like, I have to go back inside the freaking water. I didn't have to, but that's what you're at the water park for.
Right.
To get in the water, not just to sit there.
I think that maybe if I go to a water park again, like I'd like to go to a water park again.
Mm-hmm.
I would try more rides, but I think that my first ride was so scary that like I didn't want to do any others.
Right.
But I may try again in the future
Mm-hmm.
to do some more rides.
I feel
Maybe Schlitterbahn has different kinds of rides.
they're all higher.
Oh.
They're like
Tall.
You got to climb some stairs to get on one of them.
Oh, well, it's the same way at Splashtown.
Yeah, but they're all pretty high. They're all twisties.
Oh.
Or steep. The real steep ones are fun because your body, the steep ones, they have like the enclosed tubing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dark inside and it has like little light ports
Mm-hmm.
that go along. And some of those, I remember riding one. If you're a heavier set person, if you're fat, I'll put it that way. I don't care about the word. If you're fat, sometimes when you go down, because we are heavier,
Mm-hmm.
you go faster, right?
Right.
But because you go faster, you skid on top of the water. You're not in the water. You hydroplane. So your body will go up until it has a drop, and then your body will drop.
That sounds terrifying.
Sounds awesome.
Now, hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
When are you going skydiving?
September.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I want it to be less hot. I know up there it's cold,
Mm-hmm.
but I want it to be a little bit less hot,
Mm-hmm.
not as humid, because I don't want to have the like dramatic changes of humidity and temperature going from like, I don't know, I'm gonna guess like 10,000 feet down
I don't know how far
I don't
you
know
go up.
either. So I'm gonna go from like 10,000 feet to 1,000 feet. I say 1,000 feet because like above sea level.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to like have a drastic change within 2 minutes of like this temperature to that temperature. So I want it to be a little bit cooler. It may not be as cool in September, but we're transitioning to the cooler season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in September, I don't know which weekend yet, but in September, I'm for sure skydive. For sure this year. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Before Christmas, I'm going to skydive.
If you are a fan of Meg and Ro in the morning,
You'll know.
you know
If
that
you
we
know,
went
you know.
and we went indoor skydiving,
Mm-hmm.
and I hated that too.
I love that. I love that because I hated it because I'm caught a cramp just practicing the skydive.
But yeah, I was just curious because you said you were gonna do it in August, and now you're doing it in September.
In September. Yeah, it's a little too hot right now. I ain't trying to go on a drastic, like I said, drastic temperature change
Mm-hmm.
from like little to no air to like lots of air, or
Mhm.
like low temperature to like hot temperature.
Watch it be like you don't actually go that high for skydiving.
It's like, oh dude, we're just bungee cording. Like we're just bungee jumping.
I would do
Like,
bungee jumping.
I
wouldn't do skydiving.
I would do bungee jumping, but I would want them to jump first.
Mm-hmm.
Like you jump 1st I
Mhm.
want to see you do it first.
Right.
Like if you die, then I'm sorry. But if you survive, I'm like, that's cool, bro. I'll come back next time.
Oh yeah. All right, I think that's gonna do it for our chaotic summer vacations.
So go to a water park.
Go to a water park and do at least one ride, and then decide if it's for you or not.
And then make sure your water park has a lazy river, because sometimes resort water parks do not have a lazy river.
The lazy river is the best part.
It is the best part because it's a lazy river. You're lazy.
You just get to
Whatever.
float.
Yeah. Float there, sunburn, get a nice uneven tan, because when you're on the floaty, it just covers up your chest. Below your chest is white and above your chest is red.
Right.
So I was almost as dark as my leather bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, but
Nearly.
Nearly.
So I hope that you guys get to do something fun for your summer vacation. And we will be back with another episode about something else at some point.
Yeah, don't drink water park water.
Don't drink water park water.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I forgot how we normally ended the podcast.
I don't think we ever do.
I think that we normally just like...
Bye.
Yeah. You can follow me at Slowpoke Megan on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. You can follow me at I forgot I didn't want to say my Instagram. Oh, you can follow me at Roger Oscar, Call of Duty Mobile.
Oh, okay, cool.